What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing 22 predictions for the 2022 NASCAR season. Next year we'll do 23 predictions for the 2023 F1 season. I'm pretty sure I just said NASCAR season, but I'm sorry. Anyway, there will be hot takes in this video, but don't take too much offense. Alright, let's get into number one. Number one, this one, really spicy one. Max Verstappen will not be the Formula One world champion this year. I think Hamilton is going to get it, and he's going to be more excited than ever to get after it, and I hope Mercedes just crush Red Bull out of the park, and they win. Number two, I think we will get a new race winner this year. This one's pretty obvious. This one will definitely be right. Unless something crazy happens. Like, you got Carlos Sainz. I definitely think he could definitely win one. I mean, Russia and Abu Dhabi and Hungary, he did a great job. He got some podiums this year. Didn't he get a podium at Monaco, I believe? I think he did. But yeah, we will get a new winner. I think Lando Norris and George Russell, though, are the most two likely candidates because, like, Russell's in Mercedes equipment, and if you don't win a race once a year, at least, like, once a year in Mercedes equipment, then you are a terrible driver. Like, you're given top equipment, and you have to win a race. Unless you're taken out on purpose, every race you gotta win. Lando Norris, it's a question mark, really. I think McLaren will get a little better this year. They'll be closer to Ferrari, but I hope Lando one day gets, like, a surprise shock pole in the rain, like maybe I think at Spa he could have gotten pole if he didn't wreck out. Anyway, let's move on to number three. Number three, Daniel Ricciardo, the Australian, will bounce back, and he will win another race this year. This one's pretty bold. I do think Ricciardo's going to bounce back, get a top 9 at least points finish, and I really hope he bounces back because I really like him. I liked him on Drive to Survive. Anyway, Ricciardo is going to win a race this year. Look out for surprise qualifying. And, yeah, surprise pole position for Ricciardo. Number 4, Ferrari will get closer to Red Bull and Mercedes. This one is another one of those that I'm pretty confident about. I don't think Ferrari will get past Red Bull or Mercedes, but I think they're going to get a lot closer because they were like 190, 180 points behind Mercedes and Red Bull, I think, at the end of the constructors, somewhere around that mark. But I think they're going to get a lot closer to Mercedes and Red Bull, but I just don't think they're quite ready to get back in a championship contention like they were in 2018. In 2018, and like with Raikkonen and Vettel and the other years. Anyway, number 5, Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc, like the donut thing. Anyway, Charles Leclerc is going to win. He will beat Sainz this year in points, and he'll win a race. I so hope he wins Monaco. Like, imagine if he won his home Monaco race. Like, nobody's ever done that before. I don't even think a Monegasque driver besides him has ever won. Like, you got Luis Chiron or whatever his name was. They named one of the Monaco corners after him, like on the swimming pool, I think. And he won races before Formula One was actually a thing. So, but I think Leclerc will become the first Monegasque driver to win at Monaco. In the F1 history, that's 1950 onwards. Anyway, number 6, the Miami race will be great. I think I don't know really about this one. I might just be hyping up these U.S. tracks a little too much. But I really like this circuit. It looks good. It's around Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins. And I think this layout looks good. You got probably a DRS zone, giant straight there. Don't think there'll be DRS right here. Like 3 DRS zones probably, at least, for this track. It's a good track, and I think it'll be a welcome addition to the calendar as F1 tries to move further into the United States with 2 races. 7, Lewis and Max. Oh, whoopsies. No, go back. Sorry about that. Lewis and Max will clash more than once. Obviously you have Bahrain. Really wasn't a clash. I mean, Max overtook him clearly off track, but Imola. I mean, Hamilton tried to overtake on the outside, and Max just straight up shoved him in to the curb, and I didn't like that one very much. Then you get the next incident at Silverstone. This is more of a racing incident, but I think it leans just a little bit to Hamilton's fault. I mean, he could have. They're going into cops. He went to the left, threw a dummy move at him, or whatever that's called. Then he goes to the right, had a lot of space on the inside. Maybe he could have, outside lane he probably would have gotten overtaken again by Max, but it would have been a lot better for him had he just gone to the bottom and hit the apex correctly. Maybe he could have forced Max into a mistake like he did Leclerc late in the race, but he might have slid up, or he might have just been going for that spot anyway. But yeah, he hits Verstappen. Verstappen goes spinning. Leclerc takes the lead, almost wins. Hamilton wins eventually. Anyway, number 8. Mercedes will win the constructors again this year. Yeah, I think Mercedes is going to win the constructors this year. They are the favorites, I think. Red Bull, I just don't think Perez is going to be good enough. I mean, obviously Max is going to be fighting Lewis, but I think George Russell could potentially do better. I think he'll do better than Bottas. He'll be better than Bottas was, and then what's his name? Perez is he'll still do good, but I think Mercedes will just edge out Red Bull, and maybe just edge out Ferrari as well for the top constructor standing. Anyway, number 9, hot take alert. This one really isn't a hot take alert. I don't know why I put that on there, but hot take nonetheless. So I think George Russell in his new Mercedes equipment, I think he will win multiple races this year, more than Bottas will, and would have in that car. I think he can get a pole position, maybe. Very likely he'll get a pole position, but I think Russell's going to do better than Bottas did, and I'm excited for him to be joining Mercedes as the new era kind of begins there. Anyway, number 10, Ocon or Fernando Alonso will win a race this year. This one is also another spicy one, but I mean, with Ocon at Hungary, you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, Bottas wrecked, half the field, and Ocon got to second. Hamilton made Mercedes made the pit stop mistake with Hamilton, and Ocon took the lead. And then I think Alonso, if he can pull off a great strategy, he can get a podium and a win maybe. I think what he did at Qatar was brilliant. But Fernando Alonso, I think, could sneak in a win this year as well. Number 11, Aston Martin, after a very disappointing first season, I think they can bounce back this year. I think they will contend maybe for a race win or two this year, but I just don't know just quite yet if they're ready to make that step. Yeah, but I think Seb and Lance will be better in those cars this year. Stroll obviously has lots of experience with that team, and I think there's good potential for them to go out and get a couple good finishes this year. Number 12, Yuki Tsunoda will get a podium this year. This one is also a pretty hot take, but I think it's definitely possible for the Japanese driver. Yuki Tsunoda, I think after Bahrain, and he did good at Bahrain, but I thought everybody was just overhyping him too much. But I think Tsunoda will improve this year, and he will be standing on the podium for the first time in his career. And I can't wait to see it. Number 13, ooh, hot take alert. Haas are gonna score points. Haven't done that since 2020, I think, because I think Magnussen got like a 9th place at Russia or 10th place, something like that. But I think Haas will definitely improve this year. They said Steiner and all the guys said they were saving their resources for 2022 and trying to build towards that. And I think that's smart. Like, 2021 was never going to be a success, even if they tried. But I think Haas has a good future lined up. Maybe if they get rid of Mazepin. But anyway, I think it'll most likely be Mick Schumacher because he showed way better than Maz. He did have more DNFs, I think, than Maz. But, I mean, he's a rookie, give him a break. Like, Mick... he fought Max Verstappen at Hungary, even though Verstappen had damage, he still fought him, so I think that's pretty good. Anyway, number 14, Michael Massey will once again mess up. This one's pretty obvious too. There's going to be a controversy this year, and I just don't trust Massey to make the right decisions. I think he might need to be removed. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he can get his act together this year. Number 15, Albon and Latifi will both score points. Nicholas Latifi has never scored really many points in his career. Didn't he get like a P8 at Hungary or something? Or a P6? Yeah, he did good at Hungary, but I just don't think... I don't think they're ready to take like a big step forward. But I think they'll both score. Albon, I think, he'll score. I feel like I'm just hyping Alex Albon up too much. I'm on the Alex Albon hype train. I think he's going to do well, but maybe I'm just over-expecting. Anyway, 16, the title race will go all the way to Yas Island, and I think it will, but I think Hamilton will pull it out there. But hopefully it's a good fight again, and hopefully there's no controversy, Michael. Number 17, Guan Yu Zhou will score points this year. I think Guan Yu Zhou is going to score some good points this year in the Alpha. I mean, Raikkonen and Giovinazzi both scored points. And didn't Giovinazzi get, like, points at Monaco or something like that? I don't know. I don't know when Giovinazzi got points, but he got points this year, and I think he's improving for sure. Well, no, not Giovinazzi. I think Zhou will get points. Anyway, number 18, Stroll and Vettel will both get podiums. I already touched on how I'm pretty confident that Aston Martin will go back to will be better in 2022. 2021 was not their best. Was definitely not a good first season for the new team. I mean, it's not really new. It's just Aston Martin from Racing Point, but I definitely think they will improve. I think Stroll and Vettel will get podiums. Stroll has gotten a podium before with Williams, but I think Vettel will also get a podium. I'm sorry, I said vetted. Sorry about that. But yeah, they will both get podiums. Number 19, Sergio Perez will win a race. Imagine if he won the Mexico City Grand Prix or whatever they're calling it this year. But Perez, I think, will be in contention to win a race. He might get lucky with like a tire failure or something. But I think he will win a race this year. Hopefully it's Mexico. Number 20, they will be an unexpected pole sitter. And I think it's going to be a first-time pole sitter. It's not going to be like, oh, Russell got on pole, or no, Lando got on pole. That's not a first time. And I don't think it'd be unexpected, really. But I think Russell will definitely get a pole. But, like, you never know who could sneak up in the midfield. Like Ricciardo or Sainz. Sainz was on provisional pole at Russia until Norris smashed his time. And then you got Russell, obviously, at Spa and the Williams. But I think there's going to be a great chance that we see a new pole sitter. It could even be Perez. I don't think he's ever gotten a pole in his career, but I think Perez can get a pole. Number 21, Valtteri Bottas will elevate Alfa Romeo, and he will definitely make them better. I think he's going to be a good mentor towards Guan Yu Zhou. I apologize if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I think it's Guan Yu Zhou. That's how David Croft pronounces it in the F1 game. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but anyway. I think Bottas will help Alfa Romeo. I think he could even sneak in a podium, maybe. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Number 22, I could not think of another idea for this, so I just went ahead and said the Monaco race will be boring again. Oh, whoopsies. Anyway, yeah, I mean, there's not any overtaking spots on this track, really. Not really good ones. I mean, you could still overtake here. It's a possibility, but it's very hard to overtake. I mean, you got sound to vote. You can't really do anything unless you have DRS and a slipstream, maybe. Beau Rivage, just going up a hill. Massenet, you can't make passes there unless you got to run up the hill. Casino, you can't make passes there at all either. Mirabeau, no. Los Hairpin, no. The tunnel, you can't make passes through there. That's way too dangerous. The Nouvelle Chicane, best spot to pass, but the angle that it's at is just not very good for overtaking, I don't think. But it's still the best spot. To back, no. From to back through the swimming pool, it's a one-line groove. Rascasse, can't make passes there. Anthony Noes, or whatever you call it. Gotta get a good exit out of there, get the DRS, make the pass and ascend to vote. But still, I think it'll be a boring race. Anyway, those are my predictions for the 2022 F1 season. Let me know in the comments if you agree with those predictions. And I won't keep you waiting much longer. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Goodbye.